How can you not love Twisted Metal? The new season on Peacock is out. It's excellent. The games are excellent. Sweet Tooth, he's a clown. Everybody loves. You have to love it. Please love it. I'm the co-director and co-creator of the series, David Jaffe, and I wanted to make a video giving you 3 behind-the-scenes secrets that only the creators and hardest of hardcore fans know. And I'll tell you what, if you stick around, there's a little treat at the end. A little Sweet Tooth treat at the end for you, a little bonus fact. But let's get started with the first hardcore fact. There was a time when Twisted Metal had a cinematic camera. I'm not kidding you, man. I know it sounds crazy, but you have to understand, we were first getting our head around 3D gameplay, where we were blown away by the idea that we could take a camera and move it around like in the movies. And so I asked the programmers, could you make it so whenever I hit a jump and get so much air, I get a cool side shot, a cinematic side shot of the car leaping in the air, just like in the Dukes of Hazzard when I was a kid. Yeehaw, remember? And they said, well, we can do it. It's going to be stupid because these guys had been working with the military on military sims. They knew their way around 3D. This was all new to me, but they did it. And I sat there torn for like 2 hours. I was like, it's so cool looking. It's so neat. It looks like a movie. But fuck it, man. Deep inside, you just knew. You just knew. It just don't play well. It takes you out of the game. Imagine chasing your target, shooting machine guns. You hit a ramp and suddenly the camera changes to a side view or you're looking up at the car and you're like, what the fuck am I looking at? Where'd my game go? You land, goes back to over the shoulder. You're like, wait, what? At best, you lose your target. At worst, you lose your goddamn lunch. All over your PlayStation. Jimmy, why'd you vomit all over your brand new Christmas present? I was drinking, Mom. Jimmy's a son of a... So it was cool, but it was gone. We got rid of it. I think it stayed in the code for about 3 hours. You can probably still find it, hidden in the bowels of a server farm somewhere in Sony headquarters. But I'm glad I'm glad it's dead. Glad it's dead. You see this guy behind me? That's the original driver of this car, Minion, the final boss of Twisted Metal 1. Now, I didn't design these drivers to look this stupid, They were meant to be threatening. And hell, I don't know. If you were 5 years old and I don't know, had a concussion or something, maybe they were pretty scary. But for most people, they just like a bunch of fucking dorks. Now, Jaffe, I hear you asking, why would you do this? That's a good question. Look, here's the thing. Gotta understand, this was the PS1 era. Full motion video was all the rage. The fact that we could put video on the CD was amazing. And as a one-time wannabe failed filmmaker, I was gonna go all in. Especially if I got to spend Sony's money to do it. Which I did. Let's pump real full motion video into the 3D world and project it into the game. Picture this for a minute. The Calypso girls, there's Calypso in the back. Instead of just being these textures that were like 4 frames jumping up and down and cheering you on, that window would have full motion, beautiful, pristine video that you would actually see the scene playing out in real time with Calypso waving and talking to you and the girls serving drinks. Dude, that would have been amazing. And Minion, instead of this gray, flat, dull texture, was going to have these bargain bin skinheads projected all over the tank, screaming at you, yelling at you, mocking you as they chased you across the rooftops as you fled in fear for your life. Come on. So I pitched this brilliant idea to the coders out in Utah, and they're like, yeah, of course, PlayStation 1, we have the tech, it's an amazing idea, we can do this. See, looking back now, I think they just wanted me to shut the fuck up so they could finish the game and ship it and get paid and everything, they had to I think that's what they were. But what I heard them say was, holy shit, Jaffe, that's the best idea ever. Let's do it. And so we did it. Well, I did it. I took 20 grand of Sony's money and I shot all of this shit. Somewhere, there's video footage of Calypso and the girls, these guys in Apocalypse 9. Hell, truth be told, there's even an Easter egg with me in a chicken outfit that we were supposed to hide somewhere in the suburb level. I can't find any of this except this one clip here of Apocalypse 9. Probably for the best. Sony, who hated this shit, by the way, thought it was stupid, probably ended up burying it next to E.T. in the landfill out in New Mexico. But, hey, at least we got this shit, which is fucking brilliant.
See you on the rooftops.
Should have won a goddamn Oscar. Number 3. So, Twisted Metal 1 almost caused Twisted Metal 2 to be a video game about hover cars. Or insects. Oh, it's true. And there's 2 reasons for this, see? The first reason is marketing brought in these guys to do a play test. We're about 2 months out from ship. They bring these guys in from the Westwood UCLA hardcore arcade down the road. And let me tell you something, man. These guys, Street Fighter 2 experts, competitive, They ripped Twisted Metal's out. It was brutal. It was vicious. They said it didn't play well. It didn't control well. It wasn't balanced. It made no sense. They literally opened up their assholes and diarrhea all over my beautiful, sweet Twisted Metal. Those son of a bitches. And I leave that focus test going, I should never be allowed to design a video game again. I shouldn't be allowed to play a video game again. They made me feel like shit. 2 days after this, I'm in the bathroom after a marketing meeting. All of product development had shown marketing for PlayStation, all of our launch titles. And it was all the big stuff. And I'm in there collecting my thoughts because I had just given a pitch that I'd worked my ass off on. There's a guy in the urinal. There's a guy in the stall.
Hello? Are you pooping?
Once again, proving that for some reason there are humans that have been made that have no problem talking while they're pooping. I'll never understand it. And these are two marketing guys, and they're going back and forth about what they just saw in the meeting. And they're raving about Destruction Derby, an early version of Game Day, and Jumping Flash, Shinden, and Warhawk. But not once do these guys mention my game. Not once do these guys mention Twisted Metal. And I'm like, we are fucked. It's not even... I just pitched it. And it's not even on their minds. I need to... can I sell shoes? I can sell shoes. I don't know if I can sell... I need to do something because I ain't doing this for a living because I suck. And I'm panicking like a motherfucker because Sony has made a sequel contract with us for Twisted Metal 2. And I know the minute they hear the feedback from the playtest, the marketing people being like, what's Twisted Metal? We already forgot about it. They're going to cancel it. So I'm like, we have to do something. So me and the boys in Utah start talking and we say, look, one of the biggest problems with Twisted Metal are the controls. You can't just pick it up and play it easily. Kids at the Target kiosk are picking up Destruction Derby, Jumping Flash, playing them instantly. They can pick up and play. They're having a good time. They buy it. They're off to the races. They love it. Twisted Metal's too goddamn complicated. The control scheme is esoteric and confusing compared to other driving games. This was not pick up and play. It was pick up and throw the controller to the goddamn TV set. So we had to come up with a game that built on Twisted Metal, but it used a very simple control scheme. So what if the sequel's hover cars? Easier to control. They slide around. They strafe. You don't have to be going fast in order to move and line up your shots. That could work, and that could look pretty cool. But then we're like, yeah, it might still be too fast, and it might have the stink of Twisted Metal 1, which we knew was going to be a failure. Let's totally change the brand. Let's do insects. They're going to be even slower, and kids at heart love bugs. So imagine grasshoppers with flamethrowers, crickets with machine guns. It was going to be fantastic. And let me tell you, me and the Utah guys were close to pulling the trigger, like weeks away. We were leaning heavy into this, man. Suddenly, Twisted Metal 1 comes out. It is a smash hit. The critics love it. Gets Game of the Year awards, sells tons of copies, and I could breathe again. And thank God, because we all came pretty close to getting this grasshopper in Twisted Metal 2 instead of this one. Hey, remember when I told you there was going to be a bonus fact at the end of the video? Well, you have arrived there now. I want to tell you real quick, this channel is all about video games, the games I worked on, God of War, Twisted Metal, Drawn to Death, Calling All Cars, my time working at Sony, my time working with Sony, with my own companies, and video games just in general. Upcoming games, modern games, retro games, live plays, game news, the whole kit and caboodle. That is a real word, look it up. If you like it, subscribe, consider a membership, consider following, consider telling your damn friends. You have friends, don't you? Everybody needs friends. Hell, there. Here's the Sweet Tooth bonus fact. So remember when I said this was the only Apocalypse 9 footage left? Well, that's not entirely true. We also have this footage. As Minion the tank was driving around, these guys' faces were supposed to be projected on the side of the tank, yelling all kinds of crazy nonsense. Here, let me let you listen to it.
Get up! Get up! I want you now! You are stupid! What are you looking at? Come on. You...
There's good reason it wasn't. The other thing I'll tell you, and this is interesting, all this stuff is linked together because I was pretty much using my friends to film all this. In the level of the game River City Rumble, check out this pedestrian right here that gets hit. There she goes, right? Well, she's an ice skater, like four frames. Now, that same woman, friend of mine from college, is also here when Apocalypse 9 breaks into her house and scares the shit out of the poor woman. Check it out. That's her. So that is the ice skating woman is also the victim of Apocalypse 9. Related, if you watch Sweet Tooth's ending, the woman right there who's Sweet Tooth's hostage, that was supposed to be the ice skating girl and the victim of Apocalypse 9. She couldn't make it, so I put this lady in who actually ended up becoming my wife, so it all worked out all right. There's your bonus fact. Be well, be safe. I'll see you soon.